Mida multi-tool is a fantastic weapon, but when you pair it up with the SMG Mida mini tool, you've got one hell of a long range and close range setup. So let's talk about it. The Mida is a Destiny 1 gun that made its way back to Destiny 2. It has a lot of the same perks, and it performs very similar to the first gun. Mida radar allows you to see the radar when you're aiming down sights, which is fantastic for holding down lanes. You know someone's around a corner, watch that lane, and don't get caught off guard because you have your radar up. The other guy probably won't, and it's great. High caliber rounds helps to stagger your targets, and the big perk on it, or I guess the exotic perk on it, is a speed boost. This weapon allows you to move much quicker than any other scout rifle in the game. This speed boost will take even the slowest Titan and make him a flanking god. It'll allow you to get to power weapon before the enemy team, things like that. I'm a big fan of this speed boost, and when you pair it with the SMG Mida mini tool, you've got a little cool setup. This has the synergy of taking the exotic perk from the Mida multi-tool. There's a lot of Mida tools going around here. I'm going to get the name confused. It's got a pretty small magazine, but when you run out of ammo, Alloy Magazine will allow you to reload quicker once your magazine's empty. Fluted Barrel gives you some great handling speed, and the lightweight frame allows you to move quick once again. This is a speedy little devil, which is fantastic because with SMGs, you want to be up close and personal so you can deal the maximum amount of damage. If you want to melt people up close, the Mida mini tool is great. Even compared to this Red Mamba, which is the same impact, it has a little bit more range, a little bit more stability, a little bit better handling, a little bit bigger magazine. I'm starting to really like the look of the Mida mini tool. The Mida multi-tool, which is the scout rifle, is a great little weapon for PvE, although you need to make sure you're using it properly. Pretend that the little triangle is a hat. Put it on his head, because if you try to use the tip to aim, you're going to miss a lot of your critical hits. I just did a video on this today, but yeah, you got to make sure that you put that triangle kind of on top of the enemy's head to maximize your crits. Overall, for PvE, I feel this is a very average weapon. It's great, it's a good scout rifle, but it doesn't bring a lot to the table when you compare it to a exotic like Merciless that's going to do a ton of damage. I always compare things to the Merciless, because right now, that thing is so powerful in PvE, doing strikes, doing missions, that it's very hard for any weapon to compete with the amount of damage it can output. But this is a great primary weapon overall. But in my opinion, this weapon excels in PvP. I believe it's more a PvP gun than a PvE gun. Yeah, you can use it to do some strikes. If you get this to drop, absolutely use it. But it doesn't have a ton of value in PvE because you can just get a regular scout rifle. But I feel like in PvP, with the ability to see your radar, for the extra movement speed, your ability to flank, this is a fantastic weapon. I like the Mida a lot, and I think it might be one of the best scout rifles for PvP. Then you mix in the SMG that gives you the speed boost of the Mida, and oh, get out of there! Before we fully talk about the SMG, I just want you to see this clip. As you can see, I made a big flank around the map, and then I catch these players off guard, getting a triple kill before they can turn around and kill me. I think that you want to use this Mida's speed to your advantage because there are other scout rifles that do a lot of the same things. It's the speed that sets this weapon apart. Multiple times I'm catching enemies off guard because I'm moving around the outside of the map with the speed and catching them when they're fighting other players. Yes, I'm playing a little bit like a pussy, okay? I'm not fighting 1v1, but the gun is good in 1v1 situations. Even at half health, I'm able to win this duel, and my shot isn't even great here. I miss a couple of crits. But the nice thing about Mida is the speed boost helps you to strafe. If you're going up against an opponent that isn't, really the best, I don't want to be a dick, but if their aim isn't the best, your strafing is going to be very difficult for them to hit. While this weapon is pretty bad up close, it can still work, especially if you get a little bit lucky with hip fires like I did in this clip. It's not terrible up close, like you can make it work, but this is definitely a more long-range weapon. But that's why you have the Mida mini tool, which is my favorite SMG right now, especially when I'm using the scout rifle. The speed boost from the Mida synergy, it makes this a little speedy murdering machine. I'm a big fan of this SMG. I don't know if it's the best in the game or anything like that, but it allows you to win some of these little close-range strafing duels. I feel like this puts out a lot of damage, especially if you're landing your shots. And if you really want to help yourself with your accuracy, I highly recommend picking up some of the mods that reduce the recoil of energy weapons. It turns the Mida mini tool into a little close-range laser beam. My favorite way to use this weapon is to pop Devour, lay into someone with my SMG, and just... A lot of the time, I'll let out a battle cry because it seems to make the gun a little bit more accurate. That's not actually a real tip, but just shut up and look at the damage! Oh my goodness! Overall, I think that this weapon setup is one of the best for PvP in the game. You've got long-range dominance, close-range dominance, a speed boost, the ability to see your radar in primary duels. I think that the value that these bring makes them a dirty, top-tier duo for PvP. In PvE, they work. I mean, the SMG works. It runs out of ammo pretty quickly, I feel like. The scout rifle works, but there's better exotics for killing bosses. But for PvP, the Mida series is... oh, yeah, baby! It is. It's really good. I'm a big fan. It's going to be very hard to put these weapons down. I think that there are weapons that do what these weapons do better in a lot of situations. You know, there's a better scout rifle out there, I'm sure. There's a better SMG out there, I'm sure. But when you pair them together, this is just disgusting. I think what turns me on the most about this setup is I never wanted more. I never felt like I was handicapped in any situation. I felt like I always had it out. I had something close range. I had something for that Arc Strider that just popped in front of me. Oh my god, die! You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's got a little tool for everything. Maybe that's why it's called a multi-tool. Jesus Christ, that's why it's called a multi-tool. Now you might be wondering, well, how do I get this weapon if I want it? You're going to start a quest line in the EDZ with Devrim K. You're going to follow that quest line to get the mini tool. And then I believe from Banshee, I actually don't have any footage of it, but I believe Banshee is going to give you the quest line for the multi-tool. But you need to start saving your blue and purple scout rifles now. To beat this quest line, to get the multi-tool, you need 5 rare or legendary scout rifles. I got extremely unlucky. I could not find one to save my life. It took me forever to finish this part of the quest because I didn't have any scout rifles. So if you have some, save them. Please, please save them because it's quite annoying having to farm for guns that are just a random RNG drop. There's no way to really get them effectively or efficiently. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to share this with your friends. Make sure to subscribe for more Destiny content. I'm going to be making a ton of guides. My next one is going to be on the old Prospector, which is a rapid-firing exotic grenade launcher, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I really appreciate the support lately. You guys have been killing it. Oh, my God, I love you. I want to kiss your heads. But that's going to get a little awkward, so I'm going to stop the video right now. That's it. Okay, goodbye.